We live in closed, confined, constrained, conditioned, and compulsive world. The real challenge. What is the way out? Kindly put your light.
The way out is if you fully understand what quantum physics has been telling us since 1925, it's the world we're experiencing is only from our consciousness. You want to change the world, we don't have to physically go out and physically change the world first. First, we have to change our belief about the world, our belief of who we are in the world. We're not victims, but we've been programmed to believe we're frail, vulnerable, that we're victims of the world. And the fact is, no, we are the most powerful beings and entities on this planet. We want to get out of the box? Think out of the box. And that will change all of it.
Thank you so much, Sadhvi ji and Dr. Lipton. If I understood correctly, Dr. Lipton, you said that the key is to change our unconscious programming. Yeah. And I was hoping both of you would kindly tell us how.
Okay, I'll give you, here's some, first fact. You as an identity are in your conscious mind. You actually are in there. That's where your personal identity is. And we have a tendency to say, if I talk to myself, I'm going to give myself a good talking to, and I'm going to change that subconscious. I say to myself, Bruce, don't do that again. Do this, don't do that again. And then I say, it's very frustrating. Why? You can talk until you're blue in the face, and nothing will change. I say, why? And the answer is, and this is the most important part, there is nobody in the subconscious. There's nothing there. It's a machine. It's a record playback device. So you can talk to the machine as much as you want. If you don't know how to push the record button, nothing's going to happen. So then I say, how do you change the program? I say, how did you get the program? The first 7 years, your brain was in theta, hypnosis. So I say, you want to change the program? Every night when you go to bed, just as your mind disconnects, just as you fall into sleep, your brain is now operating in theta. So if you put earphones on your head and you play a tape, a program, a CD of what you want, as your conscious mind disconnected, your subconscious is downloading. So you just play that tape as you go to bed, and after a number of playings, your subconscious will learn the new program without even your conscious being involved. That's number one. After age 7, how do we put a program in? Repetition. How did you do anything? You repeated it over and over again. How long did it take you to learn the alphabet? How many times did you have to go from A to Z before you could remember the whole alphabet? When you drove a car, you didn't know how to drive a car until you did what? You practiced. You repeated. So if you want to change a program, you put into your mind a repetition. And it's not recognize this, what you want to change doesn't exist. So when you put in the new program, it'll sound strange. So let's say you are sick, you have a disease, and I say, what program do I want? I am healthy. I go, it doesn't sound right. I know I'm sick. I say, I don't care. There's a saying in English, fake it until you make it. What that means is, if you want to be happy, just keep in your mind, I am happy. I smile, even if you have to force a smile. I am happy, I'm smiling. I say, repeat this and repeat this. And guess what? After a short time, it becomes a habit. And when you're in that habit, you don't even have to think, I am happy. The new habit will keep you happy all the time because that's the new program. So A, hypnosis is how you learn the first 7 years. B, after age 7, you create new programs by repetition. Both of these are time consuming, so I'm going to leave you with the last one and just suggest something. There's a new psychology called energy psychology. And energy psychology, different modalities, but you can reprogram your subconscious mind. You can change a program, and it's going to sound crazy, but it's absolutely true. In about 10 minutes, you can reprogram a belief you've had your whole life. Because if you know how to push the record button, and that's what those new modalities are about, if you can push the record button, you can download the new behavior in less than 10 minutes. If you want information on these modalities, my website is simply brucelipton.com. Under the title Resources, I have 20 or more different modalities listed. You can look them up. Every one of them can be used to change a belief in minutes. And that's because we don't have a lot of time to make changes. And there's an old saying, necessity is the mother of invention. We have a necessity to change fast, and now the invention of a new psychology, energy psychology. And this is a fabulous tool because all of us, basically all of us, I don't see many of us walking on water yet, but all of us then, if we change our programs, we can create the exact life that you want on this planet.
I wanted also to add the power of practices like meditation, because they take us out of the conscious mind, out of the subconscious mind into the conscious, but out of the programming and the habits of how we're used to thinking into a completely different state of awareness. And we don't have time to go into brainwave states and hypnosis and meditation, but what we know is that in a state of meditation, our brain is actually moving in a way. This is why meditation is so powerful. It's not just it relaxes us. It's not just after 15 minutes of meditation, my heart rate is lower, but I'm actually changing my brain. In Indian tradition, we speak a lot about sanskaras, which literally mean sort of grooves in our lives. It's the Indian spiritual equivalent of neural patterns or recorded programming, just different ways of talking about exactly the same thing. And a way to remove what currently exists is to lay a new pattern. As Bruce has been speaking about, whether through the energy techniques, whether through reprogramming your subconscious with headphones or affirmations. And when you use meditation, it takes you automatically into that state in which it's not about repeating, I am healthy, I am healthy. It's that in that moment of meditation, I connect so deeply with the truth of who I am, which isn't this body, which is eternal, which is perfect, which is peace, which is light. So it doesn't take the verbal aspect to say, I am light, I am peace, I am healthy, but there's an awareness that comes. And what we know about the way the brain works is that when there's a deep experiential component to it, it lasts. So for example, if I say to you, what did you have for breakfast yesterday? Very few of you can remember. But if I say to you, where were you on 9/11? Most of you can tell me. Now that's weird, because 9/11 happened 16 years ago. Breakfast was just yesterday. Why is it that we can remember that, but we can't remember yesterday morning? And what it has to do with is the level of presence, the activation of our conscious awareness in that actually made it stick. And so this is where meditation, it's also where ritual comes in. Without going into details of that, just to mention, we're here in a land that is rooted so deeply in so many rituals. And it's not about the rituals make God happy. It's not that we do it to please God. We perform rituals because what the sages and the saints realized is there's a power of that to transform our programming, to transform our sanskaras, our grooves, our neural networking, and to actually be able to walk out of that ritual changed, because it's hitting us on the level that we were below 7 years. It's hitting us on the level at which the programming goes straight into the subconscious mind and therefore lasts.
They did a recent study where they looked at some genes controlling inflammation. And then they read the genes of these people, and then the people went to 8 hours of meditation, and at the end of 8 hours, the genetic activity was completely changed. In other words, you can change the genes in just 8 hours of a meditation. And that means how powerful your thought is in controlling your biology.
I understand, it is about you for being mindful, for your own awakening, which needs to be there. But what about you have a dependency on someone else? Like a person has a bad child who is not, loving them back, or a bad parents who's not giving, love to them, or, spouse. So how to fix those kind of a relation, or, we can enlighten us and we are happy that is there, but somewhere we are not complete. So how to fix someone else?
3 very quick things. First of all, you cannot fix someone else. If you go home from this yoga festival with nothing else, go home with the full, absolute, irrefutable knowledge that you can fix no one other than yourself. So that's piece 1. Piece 2, you can change people, but not actually through your words or trying to force them to change. It never works. The very best you get is behavior modification. You have a fit every time they don't help you with the dishes. They're tired of mom having a fit, because when mom has a fit, then they can't watch TV, so they remember, okay, we have to help with the dishes. But the reason that you had a fit for them not helping with the dishes to begin with had nothing to do with the dishes, and everything to do with they should respect me, they should love me. The dishes are just a symbol. So you can rant and rave at them, you can pull away privileges, you can do whatever you want. At best, you'll get behavior modification. But that's not what you're looking for. What you really want is that which generates in them the spontaneous outpouring of such love for mom that they help with the dishes. And you can't beat that or convince that or sulk that into anyone. Who you are will change them. Bruce spoke about us as being energetic transmitters. We're also energetic receivers. What that means is that which you're transmitting, they are receiving. Now, if I go and stand in front of an air conditioner, I'm going to shiver. If I go and stand in front of a heater, I'm going to sweat. Neither of them had to shout at me, become cold, shiver, get goosebumps, or sweat. All they had to do was emit the energy that they have. An air conditioner has cold energy, heater has hot energy, and I automatically respond accordingly. In the same way, if you emit energy of love, of peace, that's what's going to be received. Now, I'm not saying this is going to fix them, but what I'm saying is it will affect them. It will impact them. We are not the knowers of that which is capital R right and how someone else should respond. And this is the core of all of our problems. I think, well, if I do this, you should respond like that. I brought you home pizza. You should do the dishes. Like there's this equation in my mind. I'm so nice and loving to you. You should be nice and loving to me. Like that seems really like 2 + 2 = 4 type of equation. But it doesn't work like that. And so all you can do is be a transmitter of that which you know is who you are, which is love, which is consciousness, which is awakening, and have perfect faith in the universe that how each other is responding. We are not the karmic police. God did not come down and say, you know, I really need your help taking care of this one. Could you remind me again what their karmic due is? Do you have their notes? There's a perfection in the universe, a law in the universe, nature of nature. You can scream at a rose bush all you want to give you jasmine flowers. It's not going to do it. Doesn't matter how much it wants to. Doesn't matter how much it loves you and really wishes it could make you happy and produce some jasmine flowers. It's a rose bush. It can't. And all you're going to get is a rose bush that stops producing roses. And the very last piece of this is the crucial awareness that I may be dependent on someone for something physical. I may be in a relationship where someone else brings home we don't eat bacon, but someone else brings home the bread. So I'm physically dependent for my bread on that person. My house is in someone else's name. I'm physically dependent on them for the roof over my head. But I am not dependent on anyone for my state of mind. My peace, my happiness is not dependent on you. Most of us think it is. If you just, for God's sakes, would listen to me, I would be so happy. If you just would love me. See, Bruce said, I need love. I'm not getting love. That's why I'm sick. It's all your fault. We are not dependent on another person to give us our happiness and our peace. The source of joy and peace and love is within us. If we can connect to that, wherever we are in the universe, we experience it. It's like the Tibetan monks who go up into the snow and it's freezing. Everyone else is shivering. They're drying towels on their naked backs. Even that much of a physical impact of sitting in the snow in sub-zero temperatures, they are having an experience of heat. If they can do that, surely we are able to have felt senses of peace and happiness, despite those around us going through their own karmic journey, their own package of fear and anxiety and confusion and whatever. Surely we're able to connect within for what we need.
Thank you. That shortens my answer immensely. The simple truth is, Sadhvi said, you cannot change anyone but yourself. And if you try and you start to realize you put all that effort in to help somebody and it doesn't come back, they're not affected by it. You're the one that's affected by it. If you know this, the best thing to do is to recognize you can be a model of what you want. But you can't really make anybody else unless they want it. They will not change. So helping somebody only works if they ask for the help. If they don't ask for that help, that you're using up your energy and it's not coming back. And I really feel that's the most important thing, because how frustrated we feel when we know that somebody could do better or be healthier and you could help them and they're not listening. It's not in their program at that time. When their program is ready to change, they will come to you and ask for the help instead of us going to them. It will save your energy, save your life and your joy, and you could use it to a much better effect by creating an area, an aura, an energy around yourself that others want that. And then you will become the teacher. And that's what it's all about. Thank you very much.